Filling your ears, no latinum required. Keeping up with the Cardassians. Always profit-free. Follow us on YouTube. Download at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Patreon.com/keeping up with the Kardashians. Cardassians. Don't keep us profit free for long. That really hit home that time.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It just does. It does. But hey, welcome everyone. Keeping up with the Cardassians. This is Nick.
This is Rob.
This is Joe.
And we are so happy to be filling your earlobes today. We have a wonderful show where we're going to talk some Star Trek, as you know, we have done for the last,
4 years, man.
I mean, technically, we took a Battlestar Galactica break in there.
Well, we talked Star Trek in between.
Yes,
Are we
did.
coming up on the anniversary of this show?
It's 4 years now.
4 years now.
Happy anniversary.
4 years right now.
Happy anniversary, ladies.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
You want to know what,
Happy
people?
anniversary.
People listening, you're welcome for 4 years of this nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's
I know.
Wonderful.
Only 4 years, huh?
Well, think about it. That's kind of an accomplishment for
a podcast.
For any podcast. And for us to stick together and keep the
Yeah.
schedules.
It is impressive,
It's
actually.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
We got to go longer than 5 years, though.
Yes.
Why?
I'm competitive.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear you.
So as long as we go longer than 5 years, I'm
5
good.
years. Okay, I got you. We can do 5. I can do 5 years.
Yeah.
Then after that, I'm out.
Yeah. We'll quit.
We still got to watch Voyager. We still got to watch
Enterprise. Discovery.
No, I'm not doing Discovery.
Lower
we
Decks?
can do Discovery.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds. Yeah. No, we got to go Voyager next. I think.
I think you
or we could do a palate cleanser, like a short show, like a Firefly or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be anything like that.
Well, Firefly is very short, so it might
Yeah.
not be a
It was
bad
a one season?
Yeah, 11 episodes
Yeah.
too. It's not very long at all, and people swear by it, and they think it's the greatest thing ever. I do know we've had a request to watch some episodes of Psych by some of our Patreons.
No.
That's been a request.
What the hell do they know? No.
Yeah.
No.
That probably wouldn't be on this. That would be a Patreon exclusive,
Yes.
probably for Psych. But
To me,
Patreon. You say we have a Patreon?
we have a Patreon. We have a $2 and a $5 tier. And
Only $2 a month?
only $2 a month, man.
Wow.
That's less than a cost of a small coffee at Starbucks.
By quite a bit.
By quite a bit, yeah. Small coffee is like $3.29 at Starbucks.
Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. So sign up, man. Sign up. Get on that Patreon train. We're going to record a new one after
Our
this
Patreon is
episode.
way better than a jolt of caffeine.
It's way better than
We
this.
are a jolt of caffeine.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're a jolt of testosterone and
No.
raw pure sexuality.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know about that.
The sensuality in here is
So speaking of raw pure sexuality, I was just telling Rob this story. So I went to the doctor's the other day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I like how this is starting.
No, it's not a good story. It's not a good story. So I'm going to the doctor's. It's like my normal wellness check or whatever that I go in for. And she's like, "So are we going to talk about your weight gain, Nick?" And I'm like, "No, we don't need to talk about it."
What a dick.
She's like,
What a dick.
Because I mean, when I first started seeing her, I was super healthy. I was
Maybe you
running
should break up
every
with
day. And she's like, "You need to lose like 50 or 60 pounds." I'm like, yeah, I know. So she got on me and she shamed me. So.
Sounds pretty judgmental.
Nah,
Yeah.
I need to lose the weight.
In 2024?
I know body shaming.
Holy
I
smokes.
have a family history of heart disease, so it makes sense. And I went for all the heart tests, and my heart is perfectly healthy, but you never know.
We are a long way from Lizzo, aren't we?
We are.
Remember the days of Lizzo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything is-
don't even get me started because I have some hot takes on Lizzo.
Oh, my God.
Everything is great. Lizzo's fine. Everything is fine. And then Nick goes to the doctor and she's like, "You're fat as shit. Can you lose weight, please?"
Exactly.
So,
that's
cool
first of all,
thing was-
get a new doctor.
the cool thing about she was really cool about it because she's like, "Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm overweight too. I could lose some weight, but I wouldn't be a good doctor if I didn't say anything." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
my question for this is, and it's an important question, Joe.
Yeah.
In February, we're going on a boat together. Are you starting this during, before, after?
Yeah, so I'm starting a major weight loss routine here in the beginning of December where it's basically like I gotta drink 5 shakes a day, and that's all I can have. Like,
Wait, no pizza?
No food. Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll die.
What kind of
thank you.
shakes? Are they pizza shakes?
I don't know what they are yet. So
Or is it Shakeology? Is that what it is?
I have no clue. I
You're
know
gonna watch
nothing right now.
football without pizza.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Playoff football, not just. I mean, football leading up
my
to the.
God, they
Super
throw
Bowl,
right.
the Super Bowl without pizza. So
Imagine the Lions make a Super Bowl run. You're like, I'm going to run with these shakes. You guys want to come over and watch the Super Bowl?
If the Lions are making a Super Bowl run
shakes.
and my shakes are keeping me going, I'm going to get superstitious and be like, I'm going to keep drinking the shakes until they win the Super Bowl, right? I'm going to stick with
That's
it.
very selectively superstitious because
I know.
they're currently 8-1, and you just got fat shamed by your doctor.
I know, I did. I got body shamed.
Like,
but I deserved it. It's
I don't know if you did.
yeah, I deserved it.
We're going to Knicks for the playoff game. Are you going?
Yeah.
Or what's he having?
Shakes.
Shakes.
Yeah, but not like good shakes,
No.
like protein shakes and like
They're doctor appointed shakes.
Yeah, they're not good, man. They're not good. So
Do you mean milkshakes? No.
no,
I
I don't mean
don't.
that. I don't mean that at all. If you like kale in your milkshake,
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
I actually do like kale. Honestly, I used to do.
I had it for the
protein
first
shakes,
time ever last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
it's there.
It's there. Yeah,
I was going to be like, I'll go on a little diet with you until you mentioned this, like
Shake.
all shakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do that.
No. You don't have to do that.
I'm going to lose some weight before the cruise,
Yeah.
but I don't need to lose 60, and I'm not doing shakes.
No, you don't. You can 10 pounds at most would probably be what you'd want to lose, if anything.
Yeah, 10 pounds is fine.
Yeah, there you go. Well, anyway,
You want to call? You want to? I don't want to go to your doctor.
Yeah.
Who's your doctor?
she's great, man. I love my doctor. I absolutely love her. We've had her as our doctor for 15
Sounds like
years
a
now.
dick.
15.
Yeah.
No, she's great. She's great. She's absolutely great. All right. So, other news that I want to dive into. I got a lot of Batman news, okay?
I'm in.
I got a lot of Batman news.
Hashtag Batman makes everything better.
Hashtag Batman makes everything better. So
I
first
want
of
that
all,
shirt.
I'm working on a watch of the Penguin. I'm still not. I know the finale already aired.
Yeah.
I got a couple episodes yet to go, and so far, I would say this series is pretty amazing. The last couple episodes haven't been as great, but they've been really solid, really good. I love what Christine Milioti has done with Sophia. She's incredible.
How does he say that name right?
I might even be pronouncing it wrong. I could be.
I think you're pretty good.
I don't know. She's great as Sophia. Colin Farrell is great. The guy who plays Fick is great. It's a solid, really good series. But I'm really dreading the end of it because everyone says by the end of it, you're going to absolutely hate the Penguin. And I'm like, so far, I kind of like him. Like he's a snake, but you're kind of rooting for him. To get to the point where you're not rooting for him at the end will be sad. Like I'm actually rooting for Sophia with everything that she's been through. And you'll see that in a couple episodes because you said you got the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think it's like 4 or 5. It's a good episode for her.
I don't know. I don't know what episode I'm on.
A flashback episode.
That's 3. Watch that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The flashback was 3. Okay. So, anyways, Penguin has been amazing, and what's really exciting about it is they're saying it's going to tie in directly with the Batman 2.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's only going to be like a month time jump or something like that. So this whole series, this whole thing is designed to be pretty close together and compact, and I kind of appreciate that.
When there's 50 years between Batman and the Batman 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Batman 2, Folie deux.
Now, the only thing that I would not like is if they did similar to the Dark Knight trilogy, where it turns out he was only Batman for like 6 months, right? Or 9 months. He was only, right? Wasn't
They
he?
implied that in
Dark
the
Knight?
Batman, this is like year 2.
Yes, this is year 2 of him being on.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the Batman was like year 2,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah,
So now
exactly.
he's-
Where the Dark Knight, he was only Batman 9 months.
Yeah, for like a day.
Right, before they got rid of him. So anyways, couple things about the Batman 2. So first of all, Matt Reeves has said the Batman 2 is getting ready to film, of course. And Matt Reeves has said they're going to be focusing on Bruce Wayne struggling at being very hard to be Batman in this one.
Ugh, again,
No, so he says this was
Dark
the
Knight
time
Rises, anybody?
yeah. Again, like it's just too much. Every time we have a good Batman movie, they're like, well, the next one he's got to struggle with being Batman.
But here's why. This was a time of great turmoil in the city. Oh, it's literally a week after what happened. So they're basically going to pick it up during the same time as the Penguin. Okay. Much of the city is in desperation, so police can't get everywhere. There's crime everywhere. It's a very dangerous time. Batman's out there trying to grapple with the aftermath of everything that happened, which to some degree he blames himself on.
Fair.
Well, I mean, I'm down for that storyline.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. When you frame it as like he struggles with being Batman, we've heard this story several times.
I mean, that's part of Batman, though. That's part of Bruce Wayne, right? Like trying to balance these alter egos.
It's more he struggles with Bruce Wayne than he does with Batman.
I know, but still. Yeah. Right. Regardless, I'm excited. But there's also news that they're working on a Joker series with Barry Keoghan in works for Max now.
I'm a little reluctant on that one. I don't want to know more about the Joker. I like the Joker being a little more mysterious. I think what they did with Heath Ledger in the story about the Joker, where he told all kinds of origin stories, and it was never. I like that aspect where it's just a little bit more of a mystery.
I think with the Joker 2, Folie Deux, I think with that,
I just really want you to say that all the time.
I think with that freshly on people's minds and how big of a turd that was, I think any Joker news I think we should sort of pump the brakes on the Joker news.
Yeah, I hear you.
Let the Penguin play out. Let Batman 2 start filming and sort of get some momentum.
Yeah.
And then do your Joker stuff.
Well, so according to this report, the idea is that the Joker is not going to be in the second Batman movie at all, but he is going to have a major role in Batman 3, the third Batman, the final Batman. And the show, they would create the show after the Batman 2 airs, and it would be just like the Penguin was a bridge to the next Batman movie. This would be a bridge to the next Batman movie.
I'm on board with that. Yeah. Depending on
how they do it.
Yeah, how they do it, and who the villains and what the story is for the Batman 2.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because if he's not in the Batman 2, and that's another good story with a good villain and a good, I think it could work to set up your third act.
Yeah,
and then really drive it home. Could be good.
It could,
especially with how successful the Penguin has been.
Right, and it really shows you that what Matt Reeves created wasn't just a one-off. This was a good movie. No, you can see the vision in what they're creating, and it really works.
It kind of reminds me of what Marvel did with the Infinity War.
Yes, like the build up to it and what they're they're going to build up to the Joker. I'm totally okay with that because they didn't really build up to the Joker in the Dark Knight trilogy.
They just hinted.
They hinted it in the very final scene with a card. And then right away, he's the bad guy in the second one, which is kind of cool, actually, that he just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah. With the Dark Knight, I mean, everybody loves the Dark Knight's Joker, but it was done perfectly.
What happened? Do balls just fall off? I love that line. Love it. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught it. I love it. Love it. Ah.
Well, speaking of interrupt you for real quick. Put a pin in this because we have not finished whatever that is, the Penguin yet. But online they're already comparing. They're saying that Colin Farrell did for the Penguin what Heath Ledger did for the Joker.
Right, that's
possibly better.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
So I want to pin, and if you've watched the Joker, 734-494-0
Penguin.
Yeah, sorry, Penguin 0980. You can call us and give us your opinion or text us, please.
Yeah,
but I'm very curious to put a pin in this now until we can finish this and get our thoughts.
Okay.
I mean, I can see how that would be someone's opinion. Just when the first few episodes, because forever the Penguin was Danny DeVito, right? You just think,
Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, no. Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Danny DeVito.
Burgess Meredith.
No. But I mean, this is a completely new take on it. It's I can see the parallel. What the Joker that Heath Ledger did wasn't Nicholson. It was almost like a rebirth of the character.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I see that and you did enjoy the character. You didn't see him as strictly a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I
Like
get
there was a little empathy with the character because you got hints of his origin. You got hints of his like origin story. You got hints of his growing up.
You know what would have been great at the end of the Joker if the Joker's going through. You want to know how I got these scars? And are any of these true? It's like they're all true. Even the lies, especially the lies. A Garrett quote at the end.
Just quote DS9 and
that would have been
The Dark
awesome.
Knight. I mean, I suppose it's possible, unlikely, but possible.
In my head, that happened at the end of that movie.
I mean,
that line fits though.
It sure does.
Mm-hmm. You could work it in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's Batman news. There's also some Star Trek news. A prequel movie is coming out. That's part of the Kelvin universe.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Well, this is the Kelvin universe.
The untitled Star Trek origin movie is said to be an origin story that takes place decades before the 2009 reboot with the Kelvinverse, which would be the original universe. Well, maybe not necessarily. Decades before the Kelvinverse. So that could be
because
right when Kirk was born.
Yeah, because Nero is the one that changed it.
Yep, exactly. So the sources have said that the script is done and on its way towards a green light, possibly by the end of the year, for a shoot in the first half of 2025. The prequel would be set well before the USS Enterprise era. So there you go. No one wants it.
Question.
No one wants it.
Anytime anything gets announced with Star Trek, what percent faith do you have that it will get done correctly?
1%.
Well, at this point, I don't know if you have faith that it can get done at all.
I have faith of the heart.
But I mean, it just seems so anticlimactic to get Star Trek. Like, Star Trek news that there's a new Star Trek movie they're working on should be exciting.
Yes, I agree.
It should be.
And it's just like, ugh.
It's not, though. Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is a big bummer. Big bummer.
Just give me the series. What Star Trek
Legacy.
Legacy. Give
I
me
just
that.
want Legacy. Just placate towards me.
Let me
Go
just
ahead.
see what that's about.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll see if they actually do, though. I the longer it takes, the more I'm like, it's not happening. A Legacy series. Like,
Yeah.
They should have already announced it by now.
It's not going to happen. Well, especially with everything
No,
Paramount's
what
going
about
through right now.
the Starfleet Academy?
Okay.
Isn't that happening?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's happening.
Yeah. Get
And
me
the
to
Section
that.
31 movie.
Yeah. That's coming out.
I saw the trailer
January?
for it, and I'm like, no thanks. Not interested. No, thank you. I mean, I'll watch it, but
There's already a trailer for it?
yeah, for
Yeah.
the section. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
It was not a very good trailer.
It was not.
Unless the movie could be fine. Was it a movie or a miniseries?
It's a movie.
Which I think is great. I think Star Trek minifilms on Paramount Plus is a great idea.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a beautiful idea.
Oh, you think Star Trek going direct to DVD is a good idea?
It's different now. It's streaming. It's not direct to DVD anymore.
I know, but
The
it's
quality is usually a little bit better, at least.
I think it is now. There's a difference.
There is a difference, I think.
than it used to be, but
I want to see Steven Seagal in a Star Trek
I
movie.
do not.
And
wanna
Jean-Claude Van Damme and Nick
Yes.
Cage all come back at once.
Yes.
My gosh.
Give me some names.
I wonder if Steven Seagal should see my doctor as well for for a wake up call.
For his kung fu.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen those videos of like him fighting off people?
Yeah, the
with
fake
just his hands?
videos where they just
It's
fall.
hilarious.
Have you all like a lot of his fight scenes now he's like sitting down in chairs. Have you
Yeah.
seen these movies?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah. He like he wants to do his own stunts, like his own fight scenes, but he can't. So he does them in chairs.
He's like, I can top Tom Cruise jumping off that building.
No.
Look at me in this chair.
I would
Dude,
pay
Patreon
real,
idea.
I would pay real money to see Steven Seagal run the 100-yard dash.
My gosh, that'd be terrifying. It'd be terrifying.
Didn't we do the 40 and that's not pretty.
Yeah, that 40-yard dash. I pulled something when we.
Oh my God.
When we
Okay.
ran that.
So
This is-
full story, we were at the NFL draft was here in Detroit. And
That was
we
fun.
all did they had the 40-yard dash out. It was 40 yards, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we all did it.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote all did it.
Yeah. I did it.
No, we
did it.
we did it.
I ran a 7-second 40.
I know the timing accuracy was
the
not
timing
the greatest.
accuracy was off. Yeah,
one kid ran like a 1.4.
I know, right?
He was fast.
Starting him tomorrow. Yeah. This kid's amazing.
So I don't know what happened, but my right hamstring, like I can feel that it's super tight. Like it's really like.
Do you want me to massage it?
Like tingly tight.
Stretch it out.
I know, but I don't know.
Put it on my shoulder.
I don't know what happened.
Put it on the shoulder.
So if I feel like if I ran the 40 right now, like my leg would just burst.
We're playing football on 2 Sundays.
There you go.
Better start stretching.
I better start stretching. The last time I got a massage, the massage therapist said my hamstring was dangerously tight.
Oh, really?
That's what she said, dangerously tight.
Are you getting a massage on the Star Trek cruise?
Do they have massages?
Yeah, they have the whole thing, a whole salon and everything.
Oh, yes, I'm getting a massage.
Yeah.
The Star Trek massage.
And they're good, too. They
use phasers.
They don't joke
Vulcan
around.
It's like you're on Ryza.
I recommend the hot stone massage. That is amazing. They put those, massage you and then drop those stones on your back.
I'm all deep tissue, baby. Dig in.
And then
I do like deep
and
tissue.
then you turn around and look and you're like, that wasn't a hot stone they dropped on my back.
Oh,
what was it?
They pooped on your back.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Come on, man.
I don't need them putting hot boulders, just like there's like construction boulders on my back.
I already have enough weight on my shoulders. I don't need more. I'm going to talk about, and then nobody cares, but I care.
Oh my gosh.
The Mission Impossible 8 trailer came out this week.
God. Yeah, go ahead.
I care.
It had so many little Easter eggs that I'm very curious about in it, and I'll go over it quick because I know no one listening cares.
It's also called Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
I know. I wish they actually would have did Final Reckoning
instead of the.
Yeah. So there's like a reference, like he picks up something that looks like Krieger's knife from the first movie, and if you saw, I almost called it Star Trek 2. Mission Impossible 2, there's a scene where he's going to go get the rabbit's foot, but they never show him actually going in to grab it out. It's just kind of the escape. And there's a brief shot in there. Looks like he's grabbing the rabbit's foot. So I'm curious if that's a flashback to then, or the rabbit foot comes in play for this one. Excited.
Nick and I genuinely care.
I'm so excited.
I do care, but not enough to care about Easter eggs in a movie trailer.
I don't care. I want to know if it goes into the bigger story.
Yes, that would be nice.
I'm very, very curious.
Wasn't Mission Impossible 7 like? What is it? Is it the second half of that one? Yeah. All right, then I'm in because 7 was good.
Yeah, all of them have been good really since 3. Well, it's 1.
2 is not good.
2 is not good. You kind of go 3 on, and they're good.
Yeah.
3 is with
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one. And that's where they introduce Simon Pegg's character as well.
For if you want my Mission Impossible news, go to my podcast.
Oh, and Angela Bassett is back
Possible.
too.
She's the president of the United States.
Oh dear. Okay.
What, a black woman can't be the president of the United States? Nick?
No, that's fine. I don't mind her.
You say a black woman can't be. We literally just had this.
Yeah,
they can't.
They can. We found that out. Our country would
out.
literally have
Mission Impossible's progressive.
A
stupid liberals, right? Now,
dirty man.
Go to Patreon for that content. Or the podcast, Righty Tighty Lefty Loosey.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. Mission Impossible is coming.
Super
Yay!
psyched. Super psyched.
You sound like the guy from Crank Yankers.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to see if I can find a clip from Crank Yankers.
I got mail, yeah.
Yay!
I can't.
It was special ed.
Yeah, special ed.
Oh my gosh. Let's
God.
see if I can find. Let's just see if I can find a clip from it here real quick. Let's just see.
What a quick trigger that was.
I have higher standards.
I got mail. 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 I got mail.
That's not annoying at all.
He's on a phone call with someone who's doing that.
Yeah.
Does it make it less annoying?
Did you hear me that I got mail?
Yes, you got mail.
I do.
That's great.
And I'm almost out of...
That's so good. I got mail. I got mail. Gosh, I forgot all about Crank Yankers. I used to love watching that when they would have the puppets acting it all out. So good.
Would not fly today.
Would not fly today.
No,
not with a character like special ed.
No, that's like.
Although that's progressive and giving special ed a premiere spot on a TV show.
Giving him his own AOL account.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I tried something this week too.
What?
Over on Paramount Plus. Damon Wayans.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Wayans Jr. has a show out called Papa's House.
Yeah.
And as you might know, if you've listened to this show before in the past, I love the Wayans brothers.
Mm-hmm.
The Wayans family. I think they're great. The show is a laugh track.
Oh dear.
Ooh, I like that.
No.
I genuinely like that.
You might. It's definitely in the kind of more of a nostalgia feel for things. It's trying a little hard the first 2 episodes, but I'm going to stick with it because Damon Wayans Sr. does write it.
Okay.
So I'm curious if it kind of finds its footing. You know what I mean? Sometimes these new shows need to find its footing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost all those shows. I mean, I know Friends took a while to find its footing and so on.
No.
So
Friends hit the ground running. Seinfeld.
So I'm curious. A little disappointed with the first 2 episodes, but I should have expected that.
Papa's House?
Papa's House.
Okay.
Papa's
Paramount Plus.
House.
Yep. I was watching the episodes for this week for Next Generation, and I saw it and I said, I'm going to watch that as I go to bed.
Okay. And it's a sitcom?
It's a sitcom. He plays a DJ.
Hey, Mr. DJ.
And he gets a co-host of the psychological type. He doesn't necessarily care for because it's his show.
Mm-hmm.
And his son is married.
A DJ like a radio DJ?
Yeah, like a radio host.
Oh, is this Frasier-esque?
No, he's not like a... Yeah, I guess maybe loosely. He's black, unlike Frasier.
Oh, Frasier was not black.
No. Frasier's about as white as they get.
Yes.
So
Frasier might be the whitest show of all time.
Ooh, can we play that game?
Ooh, that would be a fun game. Whitest show of all time.
734-494-0980.
Is Frasier not the whitest show? Off the top of your head, name a whiter show. And I don't mean like
All in the Family?
like
Designing Women.
Uh,
I mean, they're in like basically the South, all like living in a old like plantation.
I don't know. Frasier's
house.
pretty white though. Like every character in that show is like super white.
I mean, leave
Just
it
like-
to
yeah,
leave
it's
it
like
to Beaver. But you're talking about more modern sitcoms,
I mean, even
because like the Brady
yeah.
Bunch.
and I don't mean like the cast. Like
I know.
No, he
I
mean
mean,
like the whole feel of the
I
show.
know
feel of
the
the
feel of
show.
the Brady Bunch you wouldn't put there, or like Family Ties. Family Ties.
I thought you were going to say Family Matters for a second. I was going to go, really, dude?
Cosby Show though.
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek was white as
Actually,
hell.
all those WB shows might fall in that category.
Like
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls back in the day.
That's super white.
One Tree Hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sex in the City. The OC.
Oh, the OC's super white.
Super white.
Yeah.
Super white.
This is a good debate. We should come up and just have to debate it.
Oh my god.
We have to
I'm-
pick, we
I'm
have to pick a
thinking-
show and we have to argue for that show.
I'm sticking with Frasier. I think Frasier's the 1 seed.
Mad About You would be a good one. That'd be, oh my gosh, do it like a sweet
Like a
tournament of the whitish.
Dharma and Greg.
Oh my gosh, Dharma and Greg. That would be a good one to go on there.
I mean, Full House.
I went on Reddit. What is the whitest mainstream sitcom? The very first person put, gotta be Frasier, right?
Yeah, look at
My Hispanic buddy says it's Seinfeld. Someone said Friends, Beverly Hillbillies,
Well,
Married with Children. No.
I don't know about that.
no.
No.
That might be the
Al Bundy is every man. He's not.
Yeah.
That's not the whitest show.
I found a list of the 10 shows that may or may not be the whitest shows of all time. Number 1, Seinfeld. Number 2, OC. Number 3, Everyone Loves Raymond.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
4,
one.
Frasier. 5, The Wonder Years. 6, Conan.
Conan?
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian.
No, Conan. Like 7,
The talk show.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. 8, Friends. 9, The Nanny.
No, that's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Dawson's Creek.
I take out like reality shows though. I don't like.
Yeah.
Those don't count to me.
Yeah, those don't count. They're not.
It's just cheating.
It's not the same.
Or talk shows like Conan.
Yeah, I don't know why they. I mean, I guess he does not necessarily probably appeal to a black audience.
No, I would imagine not, but still, it's based in reality. I don't like it.
Okay, I hear you. I don't.
I'm
really-
sticking with
And
Frasier.
it doesn't fit the sitcom category.
No.
Either does, I guess, Dawson's Creek. So we could just say scripted show.
Yeah.
Gilligan's Island.
Dude, like Dallas from back in the day.
Yeah.
Dale's. Freaking Golden Girls, man.
I don't know, man. Those
Dukes of Hazzard?
Those goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a black friend, I think.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I had to do it.
I don't think so.
Just them good old boys.
I don't think they said it.
I think any people of color on that show were either criminals or people like trying to hunt the Duke boys down.
Or Roscoe Pico train, Boss Hogg being against them.
Yep. Oh, Boss Hogg is racist as hell.
Yeah, I don't think Roscoe noticed anything.
I don't think you have horns on the front of your Cadillac if you're not racist.
That's
like
true.
I think the match percentage is 100%.
We could also do a side note. We could also do the most accidentally racist characters of all shows.
Oh, wow.
O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien.
No. O'Brien. Miles O'Brien.
Miles O'Brien.
Ron Moore, we apologize.
Yeah, sorry. Anything else, gentlemen?
No.
That Ron Moore's reaction to that is how I know he's accidentally racist.
Open hailing frequency.
We have some viewer feedback that I want to play for you folks. It's in response to last week. We had a very challenging question for you. No, 2 weeks ago. We took last week off. There's a reason why we took last week off. I'll quickly explain it after we play our other stuff, but I'll fill you in. But anyways, we had a question on there. Would you rather be on the road surrounded by all 16-year-olds fresh who got their license or 87-year-olds? Okay, that was the question. Here is a voicemail we got.
Hey, y'all. It's your favorite brownie. Just kidding. It's Samira. Anyways,
Samira.
as far as who you'd rather be on the road with, the 16-year-olds or the old people, I will take the old people any day. As someone that's been rear-ended by both the geriatric community and the high school community, I will take the old people because here's why. The old people, they're old, and they know they're old.
Mm-hmm.
And they might be crabby about it, or they might be understanding that they're old and they know they don't see very well. They have insurance. Most of the time they have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The kids, most of the time they have insurance too. They might have asinine attitudes, or they might be, most of the time they're just very scared. They don't want to get in trouble. They usually have nicer cars because mommy and daddy bought it for them.
Mm.
But kids, Rob, like you said, they come with parents. The worst thing about kids is the parents, and you got to deal with their asinine mama's attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I will take the old people any day. Their mama is probably in the upper room right now. You do not have to deal with that. And the old people might be headed to the upper room too, so they're trying to get right with the Lord. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of bad behavior, and if you do, you don't have to deal with it for very long, right? So yeah, I'll take the old people any day. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, catch y'all later.
It's actually very good points. Very good points that Samira presents to us.
Yes.
I think I was originally with the teenagers, right?
You were.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I think based off of that, I'm going to change my answers. I want that insurance. I know we're in no fault state, but I need that insurance coverage. Okay, so hook me up.
Yeah, I'm sticking with old people. Like
I'm sticking.
Old
with
people ride or die.
Right,
Most
yeah.
likely
people
die.
ride or die. Literally die.
Did you hear what she called herself?
Yes, it's your
favorite brownie.
Yeah. I think that's pretty funny.
Samira,
I like that.
You crack me up. She's hilarious. I love her so much. She's so great. We're getting ready to do a Patreon meetup, and Samira will be one of those people because she's one of our patrons. So if you want to come to a Patreon meetup, the $2 or $5 tier will get you in that. So
Patreon.com/keeping up with the Cardassians.
Sign up today, folks. Sign up today. So I mentioned just now that we didn't have an episode last week. You may have noticed that. And if you recall, 2 weeks ago on the air, Joe announced to us that he had gotten passes for us, press passes for Motor City Comic Con. So last weekend we took some time and we walked around Motor City Comic Con. We scoped it out. I was originally not going to be able to go to any of it, but I was able to sneak in about an hour and a half where I went, and then Rob was able to go at that same time, so I contacted Rob. Joe couldn't go. So Rob and I went to Comic-Con with the press pass. The worst part was when we got there, when we were checking in, they're like, just so you know, none of the actors are really doing interviews today. Saturdays are not days where they're doing interviews. I'm like, crap! So we were kind of out of luck there. So we really just got to roam around comic book with our press passes, show them off to people.
I just walked in front of people, press.
It's kind of like in Wayne's World when they have the backstage passes, Wayne and Garth, and they're just showing them off to everyone, and no one cares. It was the same idea.
It was kind of a bummer to get the confirmation so late.
That's what hurt. I think that's what hurt.
That made it hard for us to plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, like even trying to the idea of wrapping around the interview celebrity there, it's like there wasn't a lot of prep time.
No.
And with the weeks the way they've been,
right.
Like I couldn't sit down to if we got Joe McHale, what could I ask him that would be both relevant and irrelevant that would be good, or whoever else might have been there.
And
even George Sakai, it would have been tough to I'm a preparer for that kind of thing.
Yeah. And it was difficult because I mean I did apply for the press passes with like a 50. I'm like, we may or may not get
because we got denied for them before.
We've gotten denied
yes,
before,
and we're used to being denied.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
we are married.
I was like, okay, and none of the three of us had made plans to attend that weekend. So
it's not last minute.
Yeah, so it wasn't like we had the plans and then
I think we all conceded that we weren't going originally, like before we got the press passes.
Yeah, I think we never really discussed like, we're gonna go.
Correct.
Like, no, we're not gonna go.
Yeah. Correct.
So, oh well.
Because I know when the cruise came up, I'm like, okay, no Comic-Con, none of this stuff for me because I cut that out of the budget. But I guess we're going to GalaxyCon in Columbus again. So
here we go. Which I cannot go to that one, so that's on YouTube. So my schedule's unfortunately I have a church event that night. I don't know if you were aware, but I'm a pastor.
No!
Get out.
Yeah.
Since when?
I know. It's a recent development in my life. I decided that I could no longer have a career turning tricks on the street. My doctor yelled at me. Is it because of the weight? Yep, exactly. So I had to turn it around. So I became a pastor.
Oh,
that's good.
Thank you. Well, bless you.
I mean, Jesus was ripped, so I think you're do whatever he did.
Did he do shakes too?
Yeah, he took a stab at it.
Yeah. He took care of people with shakes. You know,
with
the demon possessed.
Yeah, I'll take
true.
care of you.
Yeah, he took care of them.
Glory.
You are healed. Huzzah. He said huzzah too.
He said huzzah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Anything else, gentlemen, before we move on? We got a little bit of viewer feedback, but we're almost ready to move on to Star Trek here.
Let's do it.
Else. All right. Let's move on to Sarek. All right. We're moving on to Sarek. Ambassador Sarek's on the Enterprise with his wife. And while he's on the ship getting ready for this big negotiation, the crew starts acting all funky. They start fighting with the people. Geordi gets in a fight with Wesley. I hear you. Crusher slaps Wesley.
What's the common denominator here?
Wesley. And a big bar fight breaks out, and they're like, what is going on? During a concert, they're watching Sarek. They see a tear fall from his eye, and they're like, what the heck? Vulcans aren't supposed to have emotions.
Baby.
Turns out he's suffering from Bendy's syndrome, which is basically where they lose control of their ability to control their emotions. So his emotions are starting to break through. Picard has a talk with him and says, bro, you can't do these negotiations anymore. And he's like, no, I have to. I'm a Vulcan. I'm a proud Vulcan. And Picard is trying to break him. So he finally just picks at him until he loses emotional control. And he realizes he's got to give up control. So he does a mind meld with Picard to basically transfer emotions and feelings so he can get through this big interview or the big negotiation. And they get through the negotiation, and then Vulcan heads off the ship, or Sarek heads off the ship with his wife, and life moves on. The end of episode.
All right, what was the next one? The next episode?
You know, here's the thing. Yeah, like there's a little bit of that for me, because here's the thing. The big deal was that Sarek was going to be on there, Mark Leonard was going to be on there, and that's a big deal because he's from the movies, right? There's
and the original series.
This is a big returning character.
It had an original series feel to it.
It did, but I don't know. There's nothing really. I don't know. Nothing stood out to me about this episode.
Not the acting.
I thought the acting stood out pretty well.
Oh yeah, I thought the acting was superb.
Yeah.
I thought the acting was
bad.
Great.
I didn't really note it, I guess. And you're referring more to Mark Leonard as Sarek?
No, I'm talking Picard.
Yeah,
Picard.
Patrick Stewart.
Picard did a good job. Oh, especially when he was having his breakdown a little bit later on. That was a good scene.
That was
Beverly's
intense.
there holding his hand and trying to help him through it.
I thought that. I mean, my joke was like, let's move on to the second episode. But that was just because there was dead air.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this episode was decent.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I just
It had like I thought the arguments were like,
Well, especially
kind of
putting Picard up against a legend and how they're all kind of like starstruck, and then he had to go against that legend in a way.
And I mean, Picard and Riker had their, like, they fought, and the Geordi and Wesley, and then there was the third. Who's the third one? There was
Beverly and
Wesley. She slapped the shit out of him.
Yes, she did.
That was
awesome.
That was for the viewers.
Yeah.
And then the whole bar fight.
The bar fight was hilarious.
Of course, O'Brien's there in a bar
Of
fight.
course,
Of
O'Brien,
course.
sir, you're sitting in my table.
I mean, it was the walk up with Worf and Riker. He's like, I never really noticed it. I guess I never noticed, like, the difference how and people have been acting. They go to the bar and everyone's beating the shit out of each other, and he's like, oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I see what you
that
mean.
was
see what you mean.
Yeah, I see what you mean. This is now the second bar fight we've seen O'Brien get into, because he got into a bar fight in Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, well, he is Irish.
Yes, he is, man.
So-
and that time he got in a fight with the Klingons. This time he's fighting his own crew.
Good. Fight the Klingons.
Fight the Klingons. The Klingons. I guess really what it is, I just didn't really. I don't know. It for some reason it didn't work as well as I thought this episode should work. And I'm having a really rough time putting my finger on what it was.
I could kind of see what you're talking about, but overall, I think they really executed it well to get this character involved and to use this again in the future, which they will. I'll spoil that for you. They kind of use this for the future, and whether they had that planned or not, or that was on their wish list of things to do.
Yeah.
Which is a good possibility. I thought what they did and try and do, show the struggles of our older generation. You're really not going to drink that because I put my finger in it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know where that finger's been.
Yeah, you do know where it's been. I think that and with Alzheimer's and all the diseases and all the denial we have, even as men, right? We're growing up, and for example, in 2 weeks I'm going to go play tackle football.
Yes.
At my age, is that smart? Is that me just being kind of pushing back against the age thing? Is it
rebel?
Yeah. So it's a story to me. It's a story about that. It's about the struggle of coming to who you are and where you're at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I guess that's a good way of looking at it. Like, this is about a man aging and refusing to see that he's aging,
or can't see what he's aging because he's used to being that, for lack of a better word, superhero.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
And sometimes when you're aging, and for those of you who have parents out there, they don't see it. Like, my dad probably doesn't see he's not the best driver anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he probably doesn't see that,
and it more affects the people around you.
And it's pride too, right?
Yeah,
right. And
some of it may be pride, some of it just might be pure ignorance to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you don't realize you're degrading until it's too late. Like a story, my father is visually impaired, and he's been visually impaired almost his whole life, but he was able to, doctors were able to do some work to, like, make it where he could legally drive, like his vision was good enough to drive. Well, one day he was just a normal day at work, and he was driving, there was some snow on the road, and he went off the road and he went into a ditch, and it was pretty bad. He got in a really bad accident. And he's like, I realized at that moment, that was the first time I realized I couldn't see anymore. And then I went to the doctors, and the doctors were like, dude, you're technically you're legally blind now. Like, there's no way you should have been able to drive. But he had just adapted to it all these years and was able to hide it and fake it or rely on instinct and all that to get past it. Mm. And I think about that's probably Sarek here a lot, right? He's able to hide it because he's got people around him.
Well, plus he had the one guy kind of helping him out.
Right.
Yeah. And so it wasn't as apparent because the guy was subduing whatever the Bendai syndrome.
And his wife is protecting him as well, right?
I think part of it was what you just said about like coming to terms with it and accepting it. Like, because I think he's aware of it because of his meltdown when he was like, it's illogical.
And that was awesome.
That was a great scene. Like, but that's like him continuing to fight against what he knows. Like, he knows who he is. Like, he knows what he did.
Yeah.
He knows what's happening. And him saying that, he's sort of like, the louder I say it, the more it has to be true. It's illogical. It's not supposed to be this way. It's like him, like, just being so devastated by it.
I think there's a narrative there that how it affects the people around you too. I don't think it was accidentally done that your decay, for lack of a better word, I don't mean it so harshly, can affect the people around you.
Yeah.
Sure, it's done through the sci-fi lens, but the difficulties of when my mom died earlier this year and how it affected the people around it. If there's a bigger picture around you when they're trying to support you and whether you see it or not. So I actually think they executed the story really, really well for everything that was going on and what the story I think they were trying to tell.
I'm with you. I thought this was an excellent episode.
And you throw in the acting where he picks the most, so he doesn't go to a Vulcan to mind meld with.
He goes to Picard.
He goes to Picard because Picard has the emotional control needed.
Mm-hmm.
But that tells a lot right there too.
Yeah,
about
it does.
What we all knew about Picard already.
It absolutely does. It's a good moment there.
How cool was it that Beverly slapped the shit out of Wesley?
Gosh, we've been waiting for that for a while. That kid needs.
He was getting an attitude though.
He was getting an attitude. How dare he get an attitude with his mom?
Sassy with his mama.
Man, that joke, that comeback he had to Geordi was great. Like that girl out of your league.
That was hilarious.
At least I don't have to find my woman on the holodeck.
Dang, Geordi.
Dang, Geordi, he right.
But what did Geordi said something that he'll get more action in his novel or whatever.
Yeah.
Like reading his book or whatever, then he'll get. I'm like, God damn, where did this come from?
This was awesome.
It's a roast.
It was a roast.
Awesome. This was awesome. Haven't we seen a Star Trek series do this in the past, where the emotions get the better of them and like they all become?
Well, there's always the disease episodes because that happened on DS9.
Yeah,
it'll happen on the original series. I mean, you'll see
it happen on Voyager. Yeah,
Isn't it usually like the disease is like you fall in love with someone though? It's like in affection.
Well, wasn't there a
DS9 one where they all kind of
whoever they saw first, or like they saw first with like they fell in love with, wasn't it?
But there also was the one where like there was the like Dax sided with Kira and Cisco's obsessed with a clock and Kira's trying to overthrow the station and O'Brien was like, Cisco, what are you doing? Kira's trying to defy you. And Dax for some reason sided with Kira when
What episode was that? Yeah, I remember. I know.
You give me a few minutes, I can think of it. Babel. No, that's wrong.
Journey to Babel?
No, because that's when the speech all got jacked up.
I don't know.
Oh, what?
It's gonna bug me.
No, it's sorry. I'll save it for after. Just remind me. Say what were you going to say? Never mind. I'll remember. We have to say it at the end of the
episode. You going to remember?
Yes, I'll remember.
Okay,
good.
But I think that I did a lot of good things like that, man. I think that it was really, really good. And if they did do this with the hopes of a wish list for the future, that's cool, man.
You know, a lot of what you've said is kind of like changed my viewpoint. So you're right. You had some really good points. So. And maybe I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I did.
So when Picard was doing his breakdown, when he had Sarek's thoughts and everything with him, do you know how much they had to fight apparently to get the one word of Spock?
I was wondering about that.
Really?
Yeah, like the producers.
I was curious at this because I'm like, they mentioned him by name.
Yeah,
that wasn't.
Ira Burr said that it was so hard to get it because originally that they wanted the separation of the two.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want really the two to associate with each other, which is a missed opportunity. We all know that.
Yeah, it was a missed opportunity.
Well, it's like you see that in Deep Space Nine. They're very rarely is the Enterprise or the Next Generation referenced, even though they have Next Generation characters on it. How often?
2 at least.
Yeah. So there was a fight just to get that one word in there.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yes, I agree, and it wouldn't have made sense otherwise. It would have been a tragedy otherwise if the father who's having the breakdowns about Amanda.
I mean, honestly, that one word, just the mention of Spock gave the episode so much more depth.
Yeah. How much I love them. That's great.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it, gentlemen. Anything else on this episode?
I'm trying to think. I might be forgetting something, but I love the tonal shift of it. I think to me this is a very well executed Next Generation episode.
I did say that it felt like an original series episode.
Yeah,
but that was intentional because of the characters.
It's the original series episode minus the corniness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it could have been very easy for them to write. Like, I don't know if a new Trek could pull off something this good. I think it's the next episode I'm thinking of where it comes. No,
I think New Trek could. It just depends on what Trek series we're talking about.
Yeah, because Strange New Worlds has taken some jumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that plays into it, obviously.
All right, ready for a
move
three-way?
on?
Let's do our three-way.
All right.
Menage a
Troi.
Cardassian.
Menage a Troi. Menage a Troi. Oh man, we're having a big reception on the Enterprise following a trade conference on Betazoid, which means Lwaxana is there, and Deanna gets in an argument with her, and Damon Togg is obsessed with her as well. He wants her. He wants her bad, not only because she can help him in negotiations, but because he wants her, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't. Can you elaborate for me?
You know what I mean. Riker and Troi go on a shore leave together, and oddly are romantic. Seemed romantic, at least to me. And
they're friends.
And Lwaxana is there, and all of a sudden they get abducted by Damon Togg. Damon wants her very badly, and so he's trying his best to get her attention, but they basically decide to convince him that they're going to try to be with him, but this whole time they're really trying to get off the ship. It's found out that what they're trying to do, and so Damon Togg gives up and gives her to his scientist who can mess with her brain. And
who's Neelix?
Yes, exactly. Yes, Ethan Phillips, who can mess with her brain and get information out of her. And they end up escaping later on, basically by using Shakespeare's sonnets or something, right? Or wasn't it something like that? No, it wasn't that.
Picard gets her back.
That's how
dude.
Picard gets her back. That's how Picard gets her back. Meanwhile, Wesley Crusher is getting ready to leave for Earth to go to Starfleet Academy, but he decides to stay on the ship to help them find Troi and Riker, and because of that, he doesn't get in the Starfleet for another year. But he gets a field promotion to full ensign. There you go.
I think he was just scared.
Scared.
Yeah.
He got a uniform out of the deal.
But he didn't. He was scared to. I think he was just scared to leave the Enterprise.
See, I actually think I don't think he was scared. I think it was just like he's that devoted to this crew. Now there was that conversation earlier where he's like, "I never thought that I wouldn't be on the Enterprise again."
I think it spooked him.
You think so?
I think so.
It probably played a role. I mean,
I think
he's just a kid.
Well, I mean, he is, but I mean, realistically, he's probably very comfortable with that crew. Could you imagine being so comfortable with the crew, and then
you grew up with them? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to. The potential is there for you to leave them for maybe forever, or at least a long period of time.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and he struggled when his mom was gone for that year
because Pulaski was there. I'd struggle too.
Well, that's true.
And she kind of ditched her kid. She's like, "You're on your own."
Yeah, but then she got. I mean, it was Wesley.
What season one?
It was season one Wesley.
Yeah, you ditched season one Wesley too.
Then you come back and slap him.
Yep.
So why the heck is Picard sending Riker and Troi down to bed?
I don't think he's sending necessarily that. He's just like, get off my ship.
I feel like he's shipping them. I feel like he's like,
Listen,
do it already.
Yeah.
You guys want to do it, obviously.
It's weird on the bridge. You guys are always like, hey.
And they probably would have from the looks of it. Like he kissed her.
Yeah.
Like he was down. He was DTF down.
And then the mom interrupted.
And the mom had to come into play.
Boner killer.
Like
all the while saying that she should shack up with Riker, but I'm going to C-block you.
Yeah, all the time. Did you just say C-block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just say the word?
Because it's the hip way to say it, man.
Is it really the hip way to say it?
No.
I don't know.
Rob's just weird.
Yeah, he's weird.
That's true.
He's weird. Yeah. This is the first time we see them romantic again, though, isn't it?
Flirtatious or whatever it was.
We see them flirtatious, but this is the first time.
I would say kissing is more than flirtatious.
No, I know. They're not flirting here. They're kissing. Like, this is... Something was going to happen, man. They were going to...
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of grass to play in there.
For sure.
They were going to make some things happen. They were going to use some 24th century prophylactics, if you catch my drift. They were going to do it, is what I'm saying. They were going to have sex.
There we go. There
it is.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Coitus.
Coitus. They were going to meld their bodies.
They're going to lay some bricks.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Yeah. So
he was going to give her the Enterprise D.
To me, laying bricks is something different.
I know. That's why I was kind of like, I don't know.
It harkens back to Nick's hot stone massage he was talking about.
Yeah.
I have a problem with something. I have a major problem with something in this episode.
Yeah.
I have a problem with them still being obsessed with the idea of the traditional, a woman should look for a man to marry and start a family.
Well, Nanav mentioned that when we talked to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, aren't we past this?
It's a common trope.
But it is a betazoid woman, not a human woman.
I know, but it's that's even worse.
No, it stood out.
The other cultures should be even more farther advanced.
But maybe on that planet it's still a priority. I don't know.
I don't know. I was just like, oh,
or maybe she's traditional. I don't really know. It was odd.
Yeah,
but it was also 1990.
Yeah, it's reflective of the.
I get it.
Like you said, Nana even pointed that out, where she's like, "Yeah, watch the episode, and a good woman gets married and has children."
Go look at our recent interview on YouTube with Nana Visitor about her book.
We had an interview with the Nana Visitor?
We did.
Wow.
We have two, actually.
We have, yeah.
It's
great.
One of them was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. We have Nana Visitor, and then we have Nana Visitor 2. For la deux.
We should have named that episode that.
That should be one of our Patreon ones, watching Joker 2 and then reviewing it, just so you can keep saying that over and over again. That's got to be a Patreon.
Yes.
A Patreon review of Joker 2.
But we have to watch Joker 2.
For la deux.
I love it.
Joker 2 Fellatio. What's it called again?
Yeah.
Joker 2 Fellatio. So there was the one scene too that was kind of funny because the Ferengi are obsessed with women not having clothes on, and they beams them out without their clothes.
That's some transporter accuracy there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
I liked it.
It was well-placed transporter accuracy. Can you think of the crimes that would be committed if we had transporters in our world?
Oh my gosh, it'd be terrible.
That would be transported.
Do you remember
women?
they did that recently in this year? They had like a portal, a video portal in New York City.
Yes,
Germany or
and
somewhere.
A woman flashed them or whatever.
It was open for like 12 hours. They're like, we got to shut this fucking thing down.
Because all they're doing is getting naked and showing them.
It was, I mean, there were people just like jerking it in front of it. It was awful.
Where was this again? Asking for a friend.
It was, I believe Times Square was the New York, and then the other one.
Dublin, wasn't it?
I thought it was, somewhere over in Europe.
I thought it
so
was
not
Dublin.
Detroit. Dang it.
No.
And I think it was the woman in Dublin who did it. It wasn't a United States person. It was a surprise, actually. You'd think it would.
So, I think other countries are more liberal with that, like more open-minded.
With about nudity, they absolutely are. We're pretty close-minded
Sex
about
in
that.
general.
Yeah, if we had transporters, they would last 8 minutes.
There'd be a lot of messes.
Like we cannot do this.
Yeah, it's not possible. We can't. It's not going to happen. So this episode, anything actually stand out to you? Any?
It was fun. I thought it was fun.
It was a fun episode.
Fun in a good way.
Yeah, it was a fun episode.
Well, we got to talk about the whole performance at the end by Picard.
By Picard. Yeah, that was great. But I liked the relationship between Deanna and her mother. They kind of got each other a little bit better. Deanna snapping at her mom for calling her little one was, I mean,
and which happens.
We've all been there as children of our parents, and they keep calling us things like, my mom has a tendency of calling me Nikki in front of my congregation, and I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Not in front of the Lord, Mom.
You can't do that. You got to call me, Nick or like
Nicholas.
Call me Pastor.
Call me Sir. God damn it,
Reverend
Bonsky.
You better call me that. I earned that, mother. Yeah, no. But so there is some truth to that. Like, come on, man.
Well, parents and do have trouble letting go of what the kids were.
Yeah. And
just think about your kids in 10 years.
So do you guys have nicknames? Did you ever have nicknames for your kids that you called them when they were little?
Pain in the ass, asshole, piece of all kinds of nicknames.
Yeah.
Eli's we would call him Big E was one of them, or EB. We call him EB. And now he has a nickname with me. I call him Jaja, which is like ha in Spanish, because when he was taking Spanish, he kept saying Jaja all the time. So now that's his nickname for me.
Yeah, we had him for like occasional ones for kids.
Yeah.
Like Sid Vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that one.
Gavitron.
I like Galvatron.
Yeah, I mean they still come out every once in a while, but not regularly at all.
Poop face. That's what I call it.
POS. That's still out there.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. Poop face.
Not
When,
cruel
now,
ones.
when did you stop? When did those start to fade out?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah. Because I have my youngest is 10. She'll be 11 in her next birthday. And her name is Clementine, but I call her Beanie.
Yeah.
Or like there's Bean is a lot of it surrounds a lot of the nicknames. And like there's got to be a day where that she's going to be like, don't call me that. And then my middle son, Peyton, I always call him Buddy.
For years.
His name is Buddy. I
Yep.
call him Buddy probably, honestly, 80 to 90% of the time.
Right.
And none of his friends do. Like nobody else does except for people that know him.
Well, yeah. Long terms.
And so it's just like I know that there's going to be a day where like it won't be.
I don't think regularly because my oldest turns 18 tomorrow. I don't think there's ever really a time I use any kind of nicknames around other people.
Yeah.
Outside of like family or friends like you guys. I don't think it's like with our friends I would call her like my oldest Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
Or Sartorius.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever used that around.
It's funny because with Buddy, like I'll be texting like I've texted like my boss. Like yesterday I had to take him to the doctor because he's had like chest pains.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to take Buddy to the doctor. So I was on my way to work and I'm like, I got to turn around. I worked from home so I could be at the doctor. But I'm just texting him like, and I call him Buddy. Like my fucking boss gives a shit that he calls Buddy.
Right.
So I get like the whole little one thing. I get it. Although when it comes to Ménage A Troi, I feel like it's more condescending and
for
like
sure.
emotionally controlling than a traditional
Oh yeah,
nickname.
she's an emotional manipulator of her kid. Absolutely. Like, and the idea, what a scary thought, the idea that they can just insert their voices into your head without your permission. Like all of a sudden you're hearing your mom in your head. That would suck.
But it's normal culture for them.
Yeah, it still would suck.
Oh yeah, it would be because can you turn it off? Would be my question.
Go into your settings.
You can't turn it off around Deanna Troy.
That's a terrible roll. Use your there you go.
I lost it for my mouth is dry.
It's
my
the weight.
Dry. Stop body shaming me.
It's your doctor doing it, not us.
Now it's you.
I'm not shaming you. I'm giving you.
This is why I go to urgent care. They don't bother talking to me about my weight
because they're just like
you're in excellent health.
They just give me an antibiotic and send me on. It's an ear infection. Go home.
You got a broken arm. Here's some antibiotic. You're good.
Yeah, that's why I go to them.
My sister-in-law was giving me crap about sister-in-law or what? Oh no, it was your wife.
It was my wife.
That was giving us crap about the poor takes on urgent care. I go,
no, the excellent takes on urgent care.
Accurate takes on urgent care.
Yeah.
Are you married to a pro urgent care woman?
She uses urgent care quite a bit, actually.
Ugh.
Well, not for her, but for Eli. She'll take him.
Oh yeah, not for her. She'll go to the doctor.
Yeah,
but for the kid, urgent care.
Well, my kid had an ear thing this week, an ear infection. She's like, I'm taking him to urgent care. I'm going, great. Now he's gonna have cancer.
Yeah, no, I just told you we took him to Peyton to the doctor, and my ex-wife was like, should we take him to like urgent care or something? I'm like, no, he'll have the flu.
Yeah.
Like, no,
right,
just take him to the doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'd rather take him to the ER than urgent care. I'll pay the extra money, thank you, and wait the time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
ER is okay. The ER is like, it's a commitment. It's like going to IKEA.
Yeah, you're going to be there a couple
Like if you're like, I'm going to the ER, just clear the rest of your day.
But tell me you have chest pains and you get right in.
Yeah.
That is true.
Because I went in once and they're like, what's wrong? I go, I don't know. There's something like, it's when I had my gallbladder was about to explode. And I'm like, I don't know. Right here though, and I'm like, it's just killing it. And they're like, man, I felt like a king. They got me this bed right out the bat.
If I ever have anything to go to the ER for anything, I'm just telling them I have chest pains.
Yeah. And my dad went there because he had not chest pains, and it was hurting him in the chest though. And he was explaining his issue, and it was not chest pains, but just because he said it's pressure right here, they're like, "Boo!"
Skip the line. If I see it's busy, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, it's chest pains."
Yeah,
and skip all these lines.
After football, when I break my leg or something, I'm just gonna say it's chest pains. When you take me to
Sir, your leg is dangling. Yeah, but it hurts in my chest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
It hurts my heart that my leg is broken.
Yeah, that's what started it. My heart started hurting, so I broke my leg to compensate for the pain, to hopefully distract myself. It did not work.
No.
Yeah, that is true with chest pains. They don't joke around. I wish I could fake a stroke too. That would work really well if you could just droop one side of your face. That gets you in real quick.
I'm stroking right now.
Stroking out. Stroke. Slow man stroking.
Stroke.
Isn't that the words for it? Slow man stroking? I have no idea. What is the words for that?
I thought it was stroke me, stroke me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's called The Stroke. The Stroke
by Billy Squier.
Billy Squier.
The Stroke lyrics. Oh, gosh. Stroke me, stroke me. Yeah, you're right. Stroke me, stroke me. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Why do you
And
say
then they go,
slow
stroke.
man? Stroke. Stroke me,
Stroke
me.
it at a medium pace.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very suggestive.
It is called The Stroke.
It is
Yeah.
called The Stroke. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't joke around.
It was a prequel to Adam Sandler's song at a medium pace.
I don't know that one.
Oh my gosh.
What was that from?
One of his comedy CDs.
They're all going to laugh at me?
Yes. Yep.
That was his big one.
Yeah.
That was a huge one for him. I remember when that came out. Yeah. Back in the day. You said you wanted to talk about Picard's speech here. If you give me 2 seconds, I can have it pulled up.
Yes, please.
Would you like that?
Yes, let's use audio that we're going to get banned on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are we going to get banned if I do it?
They hate us.
Just do it. Fuck
Okay,
YouTube.
Okay.
Did you see it? That one episode I put the A-Team thing afterwards?
Yeah.
Open.
Here we go. Get ready.
It's not over between us, Luoxana. You're mine, and I will not let you go. I insist you return to my side immediately.
You mean you still care?
Here he goes.
My love is a fever, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease.
Tell me more.
In faith, I do not love thee with mine eyes, for they in thee 1,000 errors see, but 'tis my heart that loves what they despise, who, in despite of view, art pleased to dote. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Let me not
You didn't tell me that you and Captain Picard were...
That's about it, right?
Said you didn't want to hear about my other romances.
5.
I have a new love, Jean-Luc.
It's not in my hands in 5
Can't
seconds.
keep killing all my love.
Blow him out.
That
Throw
makes
everything
me
you got
have
at
to
him.
Stop.
Killing?
Always insanely jealous.
Listen, Tog. I must possess Luoxana, and if that means destroying your ship in the process, so be it.
Captain, I had...
So yes, there you go. There is his Shakespeare speech. I love him initially, like, Luoxana, come back to me. I love you.
Man loves himself some Shakespeare, though.
He does love himself some Shakespeare. Isn't that how he got to start in the first place? He was
Shakespearean actor, yeah.
I do want to say that much like Animaniacs, much like Looney Tunes and old cartoons exposed me as a young child to like classical music,
Hamlet.
History. I think what the next generation is doing with art, with theater, with like classic literature, is, I think it's amazing. The exposure that this is a very popular television show, and last week they went to the theater to see was it not Mozart, but it was
something like
was it Mozart?
Might have been Mozart.
I think it was Mozart.
I think it was
the last episode.
And now
yes, it was.
And now it's Shakespeare, and they've mentioned, the art. They've had episodes that featured the arts before, and I can already see that it's a constant theme. The arts. It's like a higher. I don't want to say like uppity or anything, but it is like it has that feel, like a higher class to it. And I like that. I like that they're exposing the viewers to the arts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
it's a good take.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I like it. It's enjoyable when they mention Shakespeare or classical music or literature.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also fascinating that like that's the music and stuff they always go back to. I understand like that's because
styles go in and out, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's just kind of fun. It's kind of like in the Kelvin universe when he's listening to Beastie Boys in the car, like when he's running from the cop.
But what I mean, in centuries from now, what's going to live on?
Right, that's the question. Like,
I
what?
Don't want Klingon death metal.
Yeah,
that Mariner listens to in Lower Decks.
Klingon death metal. Yeah, there's an episode of Voyager with Klingon death metal.
Is there?
Where the doctor has a holodeck family. Oh my gosh, that's a really good episode.
I don't remember Voyager all that much.
He creates a holodeck family because they're trying to be more human, but then the family's like perfect. So the crew convinces him like you can't have a perfect family. It was like a Leave It to Beaver style family. So he creates problems for his kid, and his one kid rebels and is hanging out with Klingons and gets super into death metal. It's a really good episode, actually. It's sad, but it's a good episode. Those were usually the best episodes, the Doctor ones, or the 7 ones focusing on her humanity.
Doctor.
Anything else from Menage A Troi?
I'm good.
I think I'm all right.
Okay, well, let's get to reviewing these by giving them a rating.
Is there breaking news?
Yeah, breaking news. I'm giving the first episode an 8.5.
Yeah, but anyways, send us your favorite pictures of meat.
Do that, please.
I don't want a bloody bun.
Nobody does.
No.
No one does. All right, Sarek. All right, so initially I was going to give it a 6, but y'all talked me up. I'm a 7 on this episode.
I'm an 8.
8.5.
I really enjoyed it.
8.5.
Really enjoyed it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a nice rebound from the last, 6 stinkers of episodes. Actually, Captain's Holiday I liked, and you guys liked it too.
Yeah.
But we've had some stinkers before that.
Yep.
Menage A Troi.
This one's harder to grade.
But I liked it. I
did like it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was enjoyable.
Yep.
It was enjoyable in a...
It has rewatchability.
Yeah, and it was harmless.
Yes.
Not mindless, but just like, it's there. It's entertaining enough. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it was fun enough.
I'll do the same.
I did the same too. I put a 6.5.
Bam. Nailed it.
All 3 of us were 6.5 on that episode. So there we go. We're nearing the end of season 3. And right now, overall season averages, Nick's got a 6.46 this season. Rob, 6.35. Joe, 6.44. So I have the highest rating for this season. But
what are you, 6.45?
6.46.
6.46.
Yep. Next week we got... how did we decide we're doing this for the finale? We were going to break it into 2 episodes?
We're breaking it into 2, man.
Okay. So for next week, we got the season 3, final episodes of season 3, Transfigurations, and the best of both
That's next week already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We may have a special guest next week or the week after.
Yes.
Depending on how we want to play this out.
Yes. Yeah. So we got Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and Transfigurations. I don't really remember Transfigurations, but we'll see. We'll see. I think it's the calm before the Best of Both Worlds, so we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it.
Yes, sir.
Before we go,
you had something you wanted to say.
Yes, we would not be any self-respecting Star Trek podcast, especially a Star Trek podcast that started with Deep Space Nine, if we did not acknowledge the passing of Tony Todd.
Oh yes, yes. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that episode is wildly overrated.
Oh my god, the ones with Kern. You're probably right.
Tony Todd, a very successful American actor.
But probably best known for the Candyman portrayal.
Yeah, absolutely.
He also
Final
had
Destination.
Final Destination series, and then some Star Trek episode.
He passed away.
Episodes, plural.
3 weeks shy of his 70th birthday. He passed away. 3 weeks.
Not
shy.
even 70.
Not even 70.
A little surprised by his death. I didn't know he was sick, but I guess he dropped out of some cons because he was ill.
Yeah,
okay,
but he's in movies like Platoon, Night of the Living Dead, Candyman, The Crow, The Rock, Final Destination. He was in.
He has one of the best quotes in The Rock. I don't listen to soft ass shit.
I don't like soft ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I steal that one all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a good dude. I think my criticism was that episode was overacted, but I do think he was a good actor.
Well, my criticism is it was overacted and it meant nothing.
It did mean nothing.
It meant nothing.
It meant something to me.
Because you're an
That's
idiot.
fine.
It's fine. We'll accept it. But yeah, Tony Todd, beloved actor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a loss.
Beloved human being, passed away. So
Rip
to that, indeed.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Anthony Todd.
He's also going to be in a posthumous release coming up, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. He has a role in the video game.
Oh, okay.
So
There's a video game coming out?
Yeah, Indiana Jones video game. Yeah, it's like a big freaking deal, man.
Is it on all the systems?
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
If you're smirking, can you punch him? If
It's an Xbox exclusive at first, but then it will be coming to PS5.
Okay.
Yeah, once they work all the bugs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Bethesda game, and Bethesda's owned by Microsoft. So, yeah, it's going to start off on Xbox and then come over to PS5.
I might have another game I buy if it's good.
Is it like an open world Indiana Jones game?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Action
side quest. Indiana Jones side quest game?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'll show you a commercial after we're
Absolutely.
done here. So, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We have trekked you more than you've ever been trekked before, and we'll continue trekking you.
I'm going to trek all over you.
We're going to trek your face. We're going to trek your body. We're going to trek your mind.
What a mind trek.
You're going to be mind trekked by us. Who doesn't love a good mind trek?
Yeah, we're about to do a Patreon, so if you haven't subscribed, we're going to drop that trek on you. It's not going to be trek.
It probably won't be trek. Very little trek over on Patreon.
Very little trek on Patreon, but that's okay. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks for keeping up with us. We missed you last week, but we're back.
We're back.
We're here, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye.